Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you guys are doing very well and very blessed, okay? So here I am coming back to you guys as promised with my classroom tour. Now, this is the classroom right here where I'm sitting in, and I just want to let you guys know that you don't need a whole classroom to have homeschool. You can use a closet, you can use a laundry room, you can use all kinds of rooms to homeschool in, so you just don't need a whole classroom. We've done homeschool at our dining room table, we've done homeschool at the library, we've done homeschool at restaurants like Panera Bread and Starbucks. We've traveled. We've done homeschool in the car because sometimes we want to get out the house and we just don't want to be in a car. And if we're going to the beach or something, the girls have backpacks and we can do homeschool out there. Everything is a learning opportunity. And like I said in my last video, if you haven't seen the last video, it was Homeschool 101 with Ryan and Natasha Moore. You want to check that video out. It has a lot of good information. And so as far as this goes, you can homeschool everywhere, anywhere, as long as you have a comfortable place where the kids can calm down and relax and focus. So the reason why I like my classroom is because we do a lot of projects throughout the year, a lot of sciencey stuff, and just a lot of cutting and gluing, and a lot of times I don't feel like cleaning the mess up. And we've had homeschool in our living room, at times in the dining room, and you start to get the pile up of books on the table. You feel like you can never get anything clean. It's a constant battle. So that was my battle. But there are some people that are very organized that can keep things in bookshelves, and they're able to homeschool in their dining room. And I was doing that for a long time, and I did have a cart where I kept the girls' stuff at, but we lived in a very small apartment at the time before we bought our home. I bought the little closet rollers where you can homeschool on just a portable closet that you can get from Walmart. It's like a little rack. I'll insert a picture right here for you guys, and basically you can get posters like these and put rings on them, and you can flip them over and you can have homeschool that way with doing demonstrations. You can have a flip whiteboard. There's just so many things and so many ways you can homeschool these days. So this is my classroom tour. Don't feel like you need to run out and buy all kinds of stuff, but if you do have homeschool at home, either at your dining room table, in a closet, I do want to suggest that you buy a bookshelf. Not just for books like this one, not just for books, but a bookshelf to store work in. You need a space for your curriculum. That's important. You also need a space for the work that the kids are doing. That's important, and it'll be good if you have more than one kid for them to have their own cubbies. Now this is just for books. I do have a smaller IKEA one that I'll show you guys during the tour, and that's where the girls keep all their stuff. You just want to make sure that the kids know where to find their items and where you can find your items so you can stay organized. Don't be afraid to homeschool. So this series, I'm hoping and praying that this series will help you guys to not be afraid to homeschool your kids. Homeschooling is not like public school. It's not like what they've done to these poor kids during the quarantine, sending them home with Chromebooks and the teachers on a screen dictating this and that. They can barely hear their teachers. It's not like that, guys. Homeschooling your kids is easier than you think. And I just pray that I'm helping you guys in your journey to be the best homeschool parents that you can be. So without further ado, let me show you guys my classroom.
Well, only if you believe in Jesus. And it's me over here. Sitting down.
Want both of the gloves. Me and Jacqueline.
And I'm gonna hold her hand because I don't
She has school socks.
because I don't want her to be sad.
Well, I'm Jacqueline and me. This is Jacqueline. She doesn't know why.
And why? And you know what to talk about.
I teach you rather well.
Alright guys, so the girls are done with their work. So when we first enter the classroom, you might see something like this. So over here in this first section, we have Faith Ann, and this is where I teach Faith Ann, and also where I call Kristen to work with her whenever there is an issue where she needs help. Because the first thing they do when they enter the class is I always say, don't forget the class rules. One of my rules is that they must always be ready to learn. Don't yell in class, and we raise our hand. Do not whine in class, okay? Don't whine. Do not fight in class. If you have more than one kid, you know what that's all about. Number 5 is pay attention. Number 6 is we share. Yes, you have your own school supply. Yes, that's the color you chose. Those are your markers, those are your pens, but you need to share. Come to class smiling, leave class smiling. And then remember, you are loved. And number 9, I had to write that in because I forgot to type it in and I didn't want to waste paper. If you homeschool on a budget, you know what I mean. Clean your mess. So the girls are responsible to keep a clean classroom, and they're responsible to clean up their own project messes. Faith, she can do whatever she can. She is young and she's learning. So her desk area may not be the best, but I usually come in here and sanitize everything, clean everything for her anyways. And she will leave like her little projects and things on the table. So you walk over here into Faith's class, you'll notice a teacher's chair and a student chair because I work with Faith. She's 5 years old and I help her with all of her subjects. Over here in her pink box are extra workbooks that she can do. And let's look and see what I have in here. I have some puzzles. You can see what her favorite things are. She loves to play with these puzzles and things like that on her free time. Now these workbooks are not part of our school curriculum. They're just workbooks I pick up at the Dollar Tree for her to do, to keep her busy, to color, things like that while I'm teaching the other kids. I have some big giant puzzles down here and also a weights and balance beam that's used for all the math classes. This is Faithy's box and that's what she has over here. And over here I have my big posters that I don't hang on the wall because I use them often. I put them on a ring. The first one is manuscript so that she's able to write her words correctly. Her name, so she's able to see her name here. And I also have it on her table right here on the wall. I have Faith and More, or just Faith More. This one is her full name, so she's able to do that. I also have over here a numbers chart that I use for her and Kristen. So a lot of times this classroom over here is shared between Faith and Kristen, and then a lot of times Kristen would be with the big girls because I am teaching Kristen independence. So this is what the classroom looks like without the desk. When you guys came here, there were desks here. Sometimes there's 3 when I have Kristen. So without the desk, this is how it looks. But like I said before, I am teaching Kristen independence. So a lot of times I will move her from here to here so that she can work with her big sisters and be an independent learner. So back to Faith, I have some things that I use. So this is what you will use in your homeschool more often when you have little ones. You have the months of the year, days of the week, and of course Faith also gets spelling words, and yes, she does take a spelling test. So all the words that she's learned for this whole entire year are in this pocket right here. I do not throw them away. I save them because I want to make sure she knows them over and over. It's good that she has repeat words. So here are some ones that she's currently on again. These are repeated words, and I have some words here. And also, she has a little Faith's word wall right here behind the door where she did a project of the man with the many hats and the monkeys. If you guys are familiar with that story, that is one of our favorite stories here. And she did all the different color hats. And she has all the words on the hats, which I think is just so adorable. I also have some pictures on the wall of things that they can be. I like to find stuff. This is from the STEM This is the STEM careers. If you can see that back there, I'm trying to get close to it. That's the STEM careers. So we have some STEM pictures up there of the different careers that the girls can enter into if they so desire. I also have fairy lights down here because in the winter time it's very dark, and when a room, your classroom or the room where you're having class at is very dark, the kids tend to be sleepy, they tend to not want to work, and your winter goes by very, very slowly. Again, display and work is very important, and so these are some of the things that Faith has done throughout the year. This is the this is the Milky Way solar system in their eyes. Okay, here is the 6 food groups that's just a part of health, teaching the kids how to eat healthy and letting them know why you cannot eat junk food all day even though you want to. Here I have my teacher's cart right here where I keep some of my teaching supplies, some arts and crafts stuff. Like for instance, I have some extra Q-tips here that I use, and of course I have this big container of pins that I had the girls paint as another art project so that we can use them to display their art. So they created art and we use the created art to display the art, and I just keep a big container of these, about 200 or so, and I let them paint them all in one day. I have my Keep It Up sticker sheets. Now these right here are so cute, and I got these from the Dollar Tree. They put their name right here and they can earn stickers to go right here, and this is a part of our extra credit system. So let's say for instance they get done with their work early and they be like, Mom, I want to do something, then we'll be like, okay, so you guys can go over here. And the big girls also on their side of the class have activities right here with older puzzles and games that they know how to play. Not a lot, but they have some. And the more intricate puzzles, they love puzzles. And we have workbooks that I've also gotten from the Dollar Tree. I have books that were donated to us, books that we've ordered, you know what I mean? We have math books that were donated to us, and I use those as fun workbooks because we don't use those books to teach with. We have loose worksheets down there, and they earn a credit, and it all adds up to my STAR system, which I'm going to tell you guys about in a little bit. So also right here, for the older girls, we have the big whiteboard, okay? And over this whiteboard, I put little things to help remind them of what they can do in class. Stay on task, review your work, ask questions, participate in class, be organized, and listen. So this room right here is really a master bedroom. There's a bathroom, and I use every ounce of space that I can to do what I gotta do. So if you have a door, use it. So here I put the girls' cursive because all 3 of the big girls are working on cursive, even Kristen. And these are posters. I call them flipables because I use them all the time. So I put them on the ring and I put them on the back of the door. And they have, the older girls have the descriptive words. Now this one is awesome. I love this one. And then right here I just have my small map of the world. So we don't need any bigger than this. And if we do, we can go online. We'll use our online resource. Also right here in the big girls classes, we have our vocabulary wall with vocabulary words. So here we have spelling words for my 4th graders. I have the girls actually write out their own spelling words, and they usually get about 16, and they put them here so that they can see them all the time until the day of the spelling test, which is usually at the end of the week. Here I have Kristen's 1st grade spelling words, and I also have her write her own spelling words out because that's another way of her learning them, and then we put them right here. Again, using all the space you have. This is the closet that's down here. I'm going to show you what's outside the closet first, and then we'll go inside. On this first door here, we have our Bible study stuff. So right here, I have a poster that the girls love, and this is the 10 Commandments posters for kids. So it teaches them the 10 Commandments in a way that they can understand, and I just think this is so cute. Number one is love God more than you love anything else. And that's what we always tell them. And don't make anything in your life more important than God. We've been teaching them all the parts of the armor and why it's important. And this poster right here, we found these posters, guys, at a bookstore. I find that link. I will list it in the description box below. This poster right here teaches them how to pray. What can I pray about? Should I pray out loud? How long should my prayer last? Can I pray with my friends? And that's a big thing we're teaching them right now. When and where should I pray? And should I always fold my hands? So these are things that the girls have asked us. These again are those why questions, right? So we just found something to answer it with. And so here again on this side of the closet right here is my writing closet and the money. So this is just a reminder, a poster to remind the girls of what each of the coins look like. So here is my writing process wall that takes them through the process. My girls are just diving into writing this year. So as soon as they enter 4th grade, I bought them a writing curriculum and they love it. They have written books and notebooks full of stories, and I'm keeping those, guys. Treasure your kids' hard work, okay? Because I'm telling them one day, girls, you guys are gonna write a book. We're gonna make this into a book. So I open the closet here. So here in my little Insta crate right here, I have school supplies, notebooks, lined paper, print paper, and I have extra folders in this crate here. Here you see this Christmas paper, but we use extra Christmas paper for the kids to do projects with, like this little pray project right here. Here I keep all of our curriculum, which is the curriculum we've used in the past and the curriculum that we're going to use. Anything that did not work for us, I either sell or toss out if I don't like it. And here I keep the girls' artworks in this vacuum bag. This bag is full of giant portfolios that contain their best works of art. At the top of my closet here, I have an art box. Okay, so it looks like this. So here's what I have. A bag of googly eyes and fairy balls and just knickknacks, glue guns, big things of paper. I save tissue paper because they like to make angels and princesses, and I do need to buy some more art stuff. We have big bags of paint and acrylic paints and projects and knickknacks. I also keep pieces of cardboard because sometimes they like to do the project like we did right here, where they painted a picture and just glue some knickknacks on it. That one's so cute. It's like a panda bear. But they like to get creative. So that we have in the other box is my pens and pencils. So this is where I store, and as you can see, I need some new pens. So by the end of the year, like we are, this is all we have left of pens. We all use a lot of pens. My husband and I and the girls. So this is all we have left, and we buy red pens to make corrections on their workbook. You definitely want to have an assortment of pens and pencils, especially for your older kids. We didn't go through all of our pencils, and I don't even think we even opened this box right here. In our previous years, we had leftover pencils, so we don't throw anything away. At the end of the year, I collect all my school supply back from the kids, and I put out one crate with everything they could use to play with during the summer. So we do stock up on pens and pencils so that we do not need to buy them throughout the year, and that's why, you know, we love donations and people are able to donate to us school supply. Here is our color pencils box. Crayola is the best brand. I love Crayola because you're able to resharpen them when they run out, and I get like 2 or 3 of these big giant boxes, and I let the girls go in and choose all the colors they're going to use for the whole year. And then the rest I keep stored away because, as you know, things get lost, things get misplaced. So here's my star charts. I keep going at the top. I have their name for every month. The months are written on the side. For every month they get a star. So every day of the week we have school, Monday through Friday. It is usually 4 weeks within a month. If there's an extra week in a month, then that's when we give out the extra credits and things like that. And what we do, like, let's go right here. I will add up the stars and we'll cross it off, put a line through all the stars. If somebody had 24 points here, 25.3 points. So a half a star means you did half the stuff correctly. So you don't have to have a star. We're going to give you something. So it ends up being point something. So this was 25.3, 18 points here. We add it all up. Whoever has the most stars win. Here's our little winner's card down here. If you're first place, you get $7. Second place, you get $5.50. Third place, you get $2.50. And if you're fourth place, you get $1.50. So that's our star system, guys. This is our reward system. You do any of the reward systems that work for you, but just make sure you're not paying the kids for every single thing. So here I'm showing you in the closet at the top my extra school supplies box. It has stickers and glue and erasers and sheet protectors and cards and extras like highlighters and paper clips. You can see the Jolt paper clips. More Crayola stuff because, like I said, Crayola is the best brand. Some flashcards, push pins, and just things like that. I'm not going to take that down. It's pretty heavy. But next over here, we have these giant science books that the girls get to explore. These were donated to us, guys. Like I said, donations are a blessing. And I like how big they are. These are giant books, okay? They're at least 24 inches. And so here I just have some things that me and my husband use. These are some extra markers that the girls use in class. Here we have a multiplication chart for the girls, the big girls. And then over there I keep a calendar. So here I hung up a pretty little castle-like tent that's very sheer for the girls to go into and read on their free time. Let's go to this bookshelf. Here I have chapter book series. Any books that's facing this way is for them. Any books that are facing the other way is for Faith Ann. So here at the end we have some storybooks, and we have books again that were donated to us, which is a blessing. These open court reading books, and I can remember these from when I was little. So these are classroom readers and dictionaries, and they just have all kinds of little stories and things like that for the girls. We have two types. We have the big orange ones, and then we have the blue ones. And these books contain lots of different stories, so you don't have to buy a whole bunch of single books when you can have books that contain a lot of stories, and you want to invest in those because they are wonderful. I bought 2 paperback dictionaries. I found these book holders at the Dollar Tree. Yes, guys, these are a rare find indeed. If you find these, you want to snatch those up right away. So in this section on the bookshelf, we have all our science and history books, and these are experiments that the girls have loved. Most importantly, in our science section, we also have books that refute the billions and billions of billions of years that they teach kids in those kinds of books, okay? Real stuff. So here we have a book by Ken Ham. It's called Dinosaurs for Kids. It takes them back into the history of dinosaurs from a biblical perspective and what exactly happened to the dinosaurs and were they even on Noah's Ark. Let me do a little flip through. So here we go. We have Formed, Fearless, Fallen, Flood, Faded, Found, Fiction. This will be a good buy. Every year we like to look and see what can we add to the library. This whole thing of books is not something that you develop overnight. You don't want to overcrowd your bookshelves with things that nobody is going to read anymore. That's the reason why when this year is finally over, I'm going to go through and I'm going to clean out all the tiny baby books that I had for Faith Ann and Kristen when they were younger, so we can make room for new books. Always renew your bookshelf so the kids will not get bored with the books, and you don't always have to go to the library unless you homeschool at the library and unless you want to. We also have a book that we thought would be a good buy, and this book is called Here's the Proof It Couldn't Just Happen: Knowing the Truth About God's Awesome Creation by Lawrence O. Richards. And this one is wonderful. This is another one of those books that you want to invest in. How much did we pay for this? Okay, so looks like we paid about $16.99 for that. But this is so worth it, guys. Even adults can read. This is our stuff for science. Here we have library books that we checked out. So these are some Christian series that we love. This one series in particular is called the Dead Sea Scrolls. And then over here is another series, Christian book series called Max and Liz. The Ark, The Reed, and The Fire Cloud by Jenny L. Coates. I absolutely love this series, okay? This is wonderful. These books are big reads. This is a family reading time book. So here we have books for mom and dad. Over here in this section is the books that we're teaching from. Here we have some knickknacks that we use for class. We have our big clock. This was also donated to us. And we have some games. We have Connect 4 that we like. And the girls also have their own math bag. This one in particular belongs to Ronnie. It has any manipulative that she would use for math. So she has from pots to blocks, these math cubes right here, and also her own personal tiny clock. We get one of these math bags ready for each student according to their needs for the year. We have some manipulatives here and there, some cubes, some Legos. These are things that they can do in class, guys, to keep them entertained. We have this big container of money. Let's go on this side, which is Faith's class. And over here, we have a set of Bob books for Faith and Kristen for reading. We have easy readers in here. And then we have the books for Faith and Kristen here. And I have this giant bucket of math flashcards here. And then Bible and God Bucket. So here we just put little readers, like this one is so cute. God, I need to talk to you about lying. And then they have little books that teaches them like little life lessons and things like that. You know, what happens when you lie? We have a bunch of these. These are so cute. We have a lot. We have God, I need to talk to you about laziness. Let's set them here. My bad temper. And these are so cute, guys. And they're like pennies on the dime. Okay, so this is my other little IKEA organizer. Here's where they return their work. I have language arts here, Bible, science and history goes in this basket, and these are from the box area. So here's where they store their school stuff, and they are responsible to keep everything nice and neat. So on this side we have Kristen and Faith. That's where they keep their boxes at. So in the top of their boxes, here's Ronnie's, for example. She has math things, knickknacks. She has her glasses in here. Here Ronnie has her student planner so that she knows like what her homework is, and she keeps track of her days. Like I said, they each get a box for that, and then they each get a container for their curriculum. So when we are going on the road, this is what my big girls take. They pack their stuff in here and they go. They also have backpacks. My little girls have backpacks. My big girls have backpacks. So we have things that they can take on the road with them. You don't have to stay in a classroom. This is just where they keep their supplies at. So in a yellow container right there, I keep scratch paper. And this is our flashcard box and classroom resource box. So let me show you what we have in there. And I think that's just about it, guys. That's the classroom in a nutshell. Remember, you do not need a classroom to homeschool. If you have a small space, even like this over here, for 3 to 4 kids, you can do a lot. If I only had this space and that was it, it would be the best space that I can make it, I promise you. And if you only had this space over here, just a small little room, it will be the best space, I promise you. Because you take what you have, you use what you have, and you make it good for your family. And wherever you are, whatever kind of class you have, that is what you use to do your homeschooling. Thank you for joining me today in my homeschool tour. See you in my next video. Bye now. Blessings.